are watching Platinum Northwest TV News. Good evening and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Philadelphia Mangoeng. Let's take a look at the leading top stories. First, our police in the Northwest province are deeply concerned about the rising numbers of reported rape cases, and the Thuntsa Lerole program takes part in Ikageng. In the business news, Minister of Small Business Development says the ocean's economy is South Africa's next gold mine. And in the sports news, Stellies bow out of the CAF and turn their focus now on the Betway Premiership. We begin near the South African police in the Northwest is deeply worried and concerned about the number of rape cases that are reported across the province, mostly in townships, rural communities, villages and farms. The acting provincial commissioner of the Northwest, Major General Patrick Asane, is therefore calling upon all community leaders, social activists, faith-based leaders, gender and rights groups from across the entire civil society to join hands to address what is clearly a pandemic afflicting society.
Major General Asane said, "No amount of resources of policing plan will address moral depravity and societal ills such as gender-based violence, domestic violence, and other social fabric crimes. Why is it acceptable for young people, for most of whom would either still be learners or even unemployed, to frequent taverns and drink liquor? Why are the country's correctional services centers are full to the brim with mostly young men, all convicted and serving lengthy sentences for violent contact crimes? Surely, the narrative and the focus have to change for South Africa to save itself from itself."
In other news, the Northwest Provincial Government's flagship project called Thuntsa Lerole program, aimed at accelerating service delivery to the people, last week focused on the Dr. Kenneth Kaunda district. As part of this initiative, the Northwest Department of Education handed over crucial projects to the school governing bodies in Nanogang and New Bright Beginnings primary schools, which are both based in Ikageng Township. The department handed over a clear view fence at the New Bright Beginnings primary and a borehole at Nanogang Primary School. The MEC for Education, Viola Mutsumi, emphasized that learners should get quality education in a conducive learning environment. In more news, the health department is urging all parents and caregivers to ensure their children are up to date with their vaccinations. This immunization week, the department says it will intensify its vaccination and surveillance activity to close immunity gaps in poorly performing districts. Many diseases are preventable and survivable when properly vaccinated against diseases like measles, mumps, rubella, polio, and diphtheria. Now, the department spokesperson Foster Mahale said that in 2023, 14.5 million children went without any vaccination. In international news now, Russian leader Vladimir Putin announced a temporary ceasefire after President Donald Trump said he believes that his Ukrainian counterpart Volodymyr Zelenskyy was prepared to give up his claim to the Crimean Peninsula as a part of a longer-term truce deal. The Kremlin said in a note to the media that the ceasefire would begin at midnight local time on May the 8th and end midnight on May the 11th, coinciding with the 80th anniversary of Victory Day, when Russia celebrates its victory over the Nazis. The note added that all military action would be suspended during this period, adding that the Ukrainian side should follow this example. Now, it said any actions in defiance of a ceasefire would be met with a response. Ukrainian Foreign Affairs Minister Andriy Sybiha responded to the announcement by calling on Russia to ceasefire immediately if it truly wants peace. And with that, let's take a look now at the business news. In the business news, Small Business Development Minister Ndabeni Abrahams said that the ocean is South Africa's next gold mine, and it's important that everyone, including those in the townships and villages, benefit from it. She was speaking at the first provincial G20 launch taking place in Gqeberha over the next 2 days. The overall theme of the roadshow will be the marine and the ocean's economy under the theme The Ocean's Economy, the next South Africa's gold mine. Now, Ndabeni Abrahams says that her interest will be on how small business get to participate in the ocean's economy. The minister further stated that they have a group of cooperatives from Crimea and other surrounding areas who have been granted fishing rights, and they are trying to assist as they complain about lack of infrastructure. And that's all from the business news. Your sports update follows next. In soccer news, Stellenbosch will concentrate now on the Betway Premiership after bowing out of the CAF Confederation Cup by facing Chippa United on Wednesday night at the Donny Craven Stadium. Stellenbosch FC head coach Steve Barker has encouraged his team to quickly move past the disappointment of missing out on reaching the CAF Confederation Cup final in order to stay focused on a potentially historic season. The PSL newcomers have achieved significant milestones this season, including reaching their first ever MTN 8 final and making an impressive continental run that ended with a goalless draw against Tanzanian giant Simba FC at the Moses Mabhida Stadium in Durban on Sunday. Now, the Stellies had previously lost the first leg 1-0 away in Zanzibar and was unable to secure an equalizer in KwaZulu-Natal to send the match into extra time. However, after failing to win the Confederation Cup on the first try, Barker's team must now concentrate on the Betway Premiership, where they are currently fourth with 38 points. And on to rugby news now. Springbok Flyhalf Manie Libbok is expected to assume the position previously held by Wallaby Quade Cooper at the Osaka-based Hanazono Liners, who currently occupy third place in Division 2 of Japan Rugby League 1. The Stormers have reportedly granted Libbok leave to compete in Japan, as they have strong depth at the fly-half position following the return of Springbok Sasha Feinberg Mgomezulu and Damian Willemse, with Yuri Mati providing a reliable backup. Libbok has been unavailable since sustaining a knee injury during the Stormers' away match against Leinster in January. It was deemed beneficial for the Stormers to provide him with valuable international game experience, as his participation in the upcoming matches is currently uncertain. In the meantime, Feinberg Mgomezulu and Willemse continue to deliver consistently high-level performances. And that's where we're going to have to wrap it up for this evening. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back again hopefully tomorrow evening. Till then, good night and take care.